In today's homemaking video, I'm gonna share simple home decor for Christmas, gluten and dairy-free baking, cooking, simplifying, tackling everyday tasks, gathering supplies from my craft party, bloopers, and more. Stay until the end to see them all. Before the video starts, here's a gift to you all. If you go to my website and click on the Christmas countdown, you will have this picture. You can use it as a full screen as well, but it will show you how many days left to Christmas. So that way I can give a little itty bitty gift to you all. And from the next week, I think it will be available as an app to the phone, so you can download it to your phone. But for now, you can enjoy it on my website. As we checked out the Christmas tree farm, we find out that these trees were a little bit smaller than the usual one. Until we bought it in.
Oh, that's a pretty good size.
Over the years, we just bought the permit and we were able to cut tree for $5 up on the mountains, with some rules of course. And meanwhile, the trees weren't as perfect for sure, but they definitely warmed up our home, and most importantly, they weren't sprayed with anything, because when the kids were little, that's when I found out that a lot of Christmas trees are sprayed with toxins. So I was very thrilled to find this organic Christmas tree farm. We got a wreath and a Christmas tree, so the house is filled up with all the nice pine tree scent, and I'm going to start to pull out more decoration. We don't have a lot of decoration, I just only have a few bucks, but this will dress up the house the way we like it. I have some bags where I can put the presents for the boys, and as for the friends, I like to buy some nice paper ones. This is something I made about 10 years ago, just a little house decor, and you guys know how much I love mushrooms, so I'm going to hang those on the doorknobs. Wow, the string light is my favorite decoration of all time, because I can use it for multiple different occasions, not just for Christmas, but also it gives a warmth to the home and some festive mood that it gives us. But I also like to use a lot of paper as for a decoration. I made these garlands back in the days when I was doing the Scandinavian fair, and I like that I can fold them flat. They can cover a relatively big area, but they can be stored as flat, so they take up very small space in the box. We are having a drier winter. I don't have high hopes for the snow, but I still want to have the illusion. So for the pantry door, I am going to use a white chalk marker that is very easy to clean, and I'm going to create these snowflakes, and I'm just going to use the paper silhouettes to create a winter village. I have this long and narrow drawer organizer from IKEA, and I have this cute ornaments. It has a clip on it, and I'm going to just use jar lids to give them a support, and for the rest of the area I'm going to fill it out with some greenery, and I can use this on the table since it's a narrow one, so it doesn't take up a lot of space, or I can put it into the windowsill as well. We might don't have rain as of right now, but the weather is so cold, so I'm craving some soup. And since I have so many mushrooms, I got some shiitake mushroom and those little button ones, and I have some broth from the Thanksgiving turkey. So all the bones that we had from the Thanksgiving turkey, I just made it into a broth, and this is what I'm going to use as a base for a hot and sour soup. I am going to work with some leftovers. That would be rice. I'm adding some eggs to it, some onion powder, salt, and I have some dairy-free cheese that I'm going to use in there. And instead of frying them, I'm just going to put them into a waffle maker just to make it crispy. And also, I like to prepare a lot of food in there. Well, a lot, you know, whatever we can get creative with in there. But it's definitely something I like to use because it's easy to clean. So I don't have a lot of cleanup to do. And I don't have to wipe off the cooktop because it doesn't create this lot of mess. And the soup is done. So I'm going to pair these two together to have some lunch. My hands can get cold a lot of the time on the winter, so I really like to do the fresh laundry that it's coming out of the dryer and it's still warm. I actually like to do that because it warms up my hands. Back in the days when we were establishing our tradition for Christmas, we went a little bit overboard at the beginning and we started to realize it was more stress than joy. So we had to set some healthy boundaries, gift-wise and just program-wise, like what we want to say yes and no. And meanwhile, our season got a little bit busier as the kids got older because they are making more friends on their own, so we have to adjust our schedule. But with our friends, I have a few that we exchange some little bit of a gift. It's not a big thing. Mostly we like to do something together. And as for buying the present, I like to get it done during the year, especially for my boys one by one. So by the beginning of the December, I'm done with that shopping. I'm just going to create a bag out of this cute wrapping paper, and that's when I realized that it was upside down. But oh well, I think it's still gonna have the same meaning. But as you see on the pictures, you can create a bag out of the wrapping paper and it's easier on the budget that way. And I know there's a more popular way to wrap these, like in a beautiful box, but I kind of like to create this random sized and shaped gifts because it creates more mystery and adds more character to it. Time to think about the dinner, so I got these short ribs. I'm going to cook them first and then smoke them.
Me here at this time tomorrow.
While I'm waiting for this to be cooked, I'm going to put a little bit of a snowflake decoration on the window. And if your question is how difficult it is to clean, it is very easy. And I will show you that once I'm going to clean up the Christmas in January.
The world seems so hollow. Ooh.
since I like to cook and bake a lot in the kitchen, I'm not going to bring in a lot of decoration. This is why I like to decorate the window. It's not in the way and it looks festive from the outside and from the inside. But I do have these little cups, these red ones. My parents received these little cups as an engagement present, so these are pretty old. Just a little bit of a red color in the kitchen will make it festive. I am ready and prepared for the cold weather. Nope, I need more things to keep me warm. We bought 2 of these lemon cypress and we wanna buy more for the landscape, but as of right now I'm going to use it as a little Christmas tree at the entrance. I wanted to pick up some branches for more decor, but before that I wanted to stop by and share where we are with the progress with the studio, and it's on the roof. We got the front door and Jod made a little porch on the front, but as of right now we wanna slow down for the holidays. We can pick it up after Christmas. That way we're gonna enjoy the season more relaxed, and I have something to look forward after the Christmas. Back in the warm house. As I'm getting ready for the craft party with my friends, I'm brainstorming some ideas, and I also wanted to have more lanterns that I previously made before, but I just need more of that. After cooking the ribs, I'm going to smoke it a little bit, and I have this wood chips and I'm going to add some bay leaf, and that aroma will be infused into the meat in 10 or 15 minutes or so. These ribs are so tender, yet it's packed with flavor, and I like to serve it with some rice, and we didn't have any vegetable at home, so we're going to have some pickles with that. Jod was doing some errand for his work, but we started to eat because one of my son had to leave for a sport, so we're just going to eat in batches. I thought when my boys are going to be older, it's gonna be easier to manage things, but to tell you the truth, I think we got busier as they have all sorts of things to do.
I woke up in the middle of the night. Ooh, na, na, na. And I wondered how you're always right. It gets me.
Jod was tinkering in the shop, my younger son was tinkering in his room, and I started to do my craft. And I like to use this essential oil. It's a balsamic fir. It has an amazing scent.
Showed me how to believe. Still gets me. When I look back, I can see you're hiding, waiting for a moment to step in. And I'll never
And And I did realize that night that I'm out of red paper, so I'm planning to go out in the next morning to the craft store to pick up some things. I mean, I need some anyway for the craft party with the girls, so I think it's a good time to pick up some extra red paper as well. A very early morning. I'm going to prepare some breakfast and some lunches, and I wanna get things done as soon as possible, just to pick it up the house a little bit and tidy up before I go to the store, because this is gonna be a good chunk out of my morning hours. Recently, I started to work more on my website. If you haven't seen it, you can check it out, scandishhome.com. I will leave the link down below in the description box. But I started to gather the recipes there, and they are printable and they are free. And I'm planning to add more to that. Baking is on my list today, and pretty soon I will upload the recipe, which is gluten and dairy free and processed sugar free. I got this very cute shapes. It's made from wood, so that makes me a little bit skeptical if it's gonna be easy to take it out, since it's not a silicone one, but we'll see. Cleaning up some dishes from the sink. And as for scrubbing, I recently showed this to you guys. I really like this metal, I'm not even sure what to call it, but I can release the sponge from it, so I can dry it separately, and I can attach any kind of rag that I want. So that makes it very practical, as I can adjust to all sorts of shapes to scrub. There are some favorite recipes that are a staple in the morning, and this is one of them, except today I wanted to go with a fancier shape just to give a little bit of a holiday season to it. But I ended up actually putting less in there, and the design kind of just came out like just the roof instead of the whole house. But it still looked cute though, but it was missing the actual house. To make the pattern more visible, I used some monk fruit powder, and I added some cherry powder. quick reset before I leave from home. Some days can get so hectic, but some of the mornings can be just so nice, and when we start out like that, the whole day have a different feel to it. Making a quick list. I need to have some plan because that store is really nice but very overwhelming and I can get distracted very fast. It's nice to be out, and it's even nicer to get home. Is this gonna be okay in the dryer? Wow, it has to deal with that. For you to come. It's cold again. Spotting things as I go around in the house, and meanwhile I have somewhat a structure and schedule what I like to get done. It has to change time to time because we have to adjust and prioritize whatever it's more important. Today this sink is the most important thing. It just needs to be cleaned, and also I have to clean out the drain, and I like to use some baking soda for that. And then after I putting the baking soda into the drain, I like to add some vinegar, and that will make it foam it up and loosen up the gunk. And then after that I'm going to just boil some water and pour it down there to wash off all the gunk. As I'm preparing for this craft party, I have a designated basket where I like to gather all the things that I think we can use. That way it's a little bit more gathered in my head what we're going to use. Once the day has arrived, I'm just going to have to grab that basket and everything will be ready. This soul heartbeat, and I fall into peace and silence on a very special Christmas Eve. Once my stomach is full, I'm ready to tackle more projects at home. First, I'm going to finish up the laundry, and then I'm going to start to bake some new cookies. I had some idea or memory about a cookie that had a jam on the top, and this pattern that I find or mold, it reminded me of that, and this is what I want to create. It's kind of like a crumbly sugar cookie-ish type of sweet, and I think the jam will just make it even tastier. And I want to make the gluten and dairy free version of that. If it turns out good, I can make this for the party where I'm gonna go, because I have to take some sweets there, and also I can create this for my craft party as well. So actually I got more ideas what to make. So the first one, I'm going to use some coconut sugar, and I really find that helpful, this type of butter for the crumbly cookies if I want to make something that is gluten and dairy free. I like to use the clarified butter, the ghee, for baking if I bake something else, but if it's a crumbly cookie or it has to be a flaky texture, I like to use this type of butter. At the beginning of our healing journey, we couldn't handle the ghee, but we are fine with it now. And I like to use that one because everything just crispier with that, and I really like that creamy texture of it. With the coconut oil, I don't like the taste of the coconut oil, and everything stays very pale and greasy. So I'm moving on to the next cookie, and I made this previously, but now I'm measuring it out so I can post it on the website. And if I translate the name of this cookie from the Hungarian, that would be little baskets. The main ingredients in this dough are walnuts, and it makes it very crumbly and soft. And really the best part of it, that I can get creative what I'm going to fill it up with. But first I'm going to bake them.
Even church bells sing along, and the children making angels in the snow. Oh, what a gift to be given.
Oh, okay. And this is where the red flag came up the very first time.
And the stars up above are smiling when they see you holding me so near. I see snowflakes.
Well, at least the walnut cookies are turning out great, and I opted with an apricot jam and raspberry. And all the eggs that I add in there, I'm going to use the egg whites on the top. So I didn't put it into that dough because that makes it more hard and crumbly, the yellow part that holds the cookie together. So the white parts, I'm just going to beat them up with some monk fruit, and this is what is gonna go on the top, and I'm going to bake that a little bit. I will have a more detailed recipe up on the website eventually. This is what I like to make on special occasions, because while it's a very tedious work to make it, it's all worth it. It's all worth it, guys. When you bite into that It's so crunchy on the outside but so soft in the inside, and the flavor combo is just complements each other. And I still have a little bit of a leftover from this egg white, so I'm going to add some peppermint oil. 1 drop goes a long way. I dropped accidentally 2. It was a little bit strong. And I added some blue spirulina, and I'm going to dry it out on a lower temperature.
Tell me again with a whisper, little things that I wanna hear, and the stars up above, they are shining with love, listening to this song playing on, listening to this song playing on.
Back to the disaster project. So I did some research, and I was supposed to put some flour on the wooden mold. So next time when I try this, I'm going to add some flour to it, and hopefully it will work better. If it's gonna work with the flour, I think it can speed up the process, and I really like the fact that it has a space where I can put the jam. So, changing the plans, I'm going to use just a regular cookie cutter. The lower temperature would have resulted in a nicer looking egg whites. So it's got brown because I didn't check the setting and it was too high. So back to the cookie dough, I created a little depth with my finger on the part of the mushroom where the jam goes. So basically it was a similar plan then with the complicated one, but it was more simple to do that way. I added some raspberry jam and some sesame seeds, and that will create a mushroom. The flavor and the texture turned out just as I wanted to. The rain is on the way, so I wanna gather some more pine branches before the rain gets here, so I can take them in while it's dry. And the bloopers are coming up now, and some bonus material, so stick to the end to see them all. Please don't break, please don't break, please don't break. Oh my god.
Pedig szóltam.
Nem hallottalak. Thank you so much for watching until the end, and I will see you soon in the next one. Bye! Thank you so much, Jen, for your kind letter. I really enjoyed reading it. Thank you, and I'm so glad you find my channel.